What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. Happy boys in the studio today. 3-0 win against Everton, the first team to go and take 3 points at the Dickinson Stadium. And Thomas Frank is cooking, mate. Thomas Frank is absolutely cooking. And, we'll get into it because we're going to get into the post-match stuff a bit later on in the stream. We do have a Tottenham update to bring to you today as well, which I guess we're going to start off with. So let's get into the Tottenham update straight away, and we're going to start off talking about Dominic Solanke because it's quite an interesting update from the Football Insider. Take of it what you will, but they say that Tottenham Hotspur boss Thomas Frank is not impressed with Dominic Solanke and could look to sell him in January. Word from Spurs training ground is that Frank isn't too keen on the £60 million centre forward. Ideally, Spurs would look to bring in a new striker once the window reopens, but January is always a notoriously tough time to get deals done. So they're already planting the tough January transfer window seed into our minds. But regarding the Dom Solanke thing, I just don't believe this. I just can't believe this is true because Frank's bet hasn't even seen him.
That is bollocks. It's absolute bollocks. He hasn't played. He hasn't even been training. He's been injured this whole time. Unless he's not keen on how he's been recovering from an ankle injury, unless he's been questioning his... I don't know what he'd be questioning. His... kind of attitude when trying to get back fit. What could he possibly not be impressed with? He hasn't trained. We've seen him for half an hour in the first game of the season. Mm-hmm. We saw him one game in pre-season. Other than that, we haven't seen him. So this is utter rubbish. That's all I got.
If he's going to be not impressed with anyone, surely it's going to be Richarlison. You know what I mean? Because Richarlison just ain't performing well right now. Like, Solanke needs to be given a chance.
I think the Frank's the kind of guy not to make quick judgments on anyone. And I think he's the kind of guy to give everyone a chance. And I think he's not going to make a decision on anyone after 9 games. Yeah. And especially when he's admitted himself, we've got a lot to work on in the attacking kind of patterns of play and, how we're approaching games offensively. We've got a lot of work to do. So this is crap. This is bollocks reporting. Anyone who believes it is... needs to get their brain checked. It's not reliable reporting at all. If you actually think Frank has looked at Solanke recovering from an injury and said, "Yeah, I don't fancy it," I think that's bollocks.
Yeah, I completely agree. I couldn't agree more. Like, if he would have been playing all season, I could get it. Maybe if he had a poor start to the season, but even then, I would still think Frank would want a bigger sample size. But seeing as he has been injured, he hasn't played, he hasn't even seen him in training. There's just nothing to this.
Frank
surely
will like him. I think Frank's going to be a fan of him. I think this is utter rubbish. Look, is it possible Frank might want a new striker in January? Yeah, right now I can buy that potentially. But that report saying he's looked at Solanke and he doesn't like him, I think that's bollocks. Yeah,
but I'm saying if Frank does want a striker, one striker would have to leave because we've got 3 on the books, plus Tell, who's he's been playing there as well. Moani's here on a season-long loan deal. Richarlison looks like the one at the bottom of the pecking order. Well, not the pecking order, but the one that probably easier sell for Frank to leave. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we are linked to a striker that we have been linked with in the last couple of weeks as well. Tottenham are tracking Porto's Samu Agahawa, but face stiff competition from Arsenal, Newcastle and Nottingham Forest for the Spain forward. The 21-year-old has already scored 8 goals in 10 games for Porto so far this season, has a release clause of £87 million. However, he can be available for less than that because of Porto's financial constraints.
Is he Agahawa or Omeridian? Is it the same player?
It's the same player, yeah.
Same player. I like him a lot. I know he's young. He's very strong. I don't see him happening in January, but maybe in the summer. I wouldn't be surprised if we're interested. I think right now, when I look at him, I think he's a very good player, and I think he's got a big potential. Does he offer right now much more than what we have? I don't know, but I think future potential is big, really big with him, and I think he could easily be a regular goal scorer for a really good team. And I really like him. I think he's did very well in Spain, and he's done very well for Porto when he's been there. So I think he could be starting striker for Spain. in the not too distant future.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, sometimes you need to caveat the numbers when you're going from the Portuguese league and coming into the Premier League. We've seen that many a time, obviously, very recently. I know it's early days still, but with Victor Gyökeres, you saw it with Darwin Núñez, how he was smashing out in the Portuguese league, and you thought this guy was a dead cert when he came into the Premier League, and he's obviously left the Premier League now. I've made no secret that I really like Samu. I think he'd be a top player for us. Does he come in and hit the ground running and maybe provide what we want to see straight away? Who knows? We don't know. But at 21 years of age, this guy has got a massive future ahead of him. I really believe that. And, it was a shock when he did leave Spain, because it looked like, maybe he could do well at Atletico in the future.
Chelsea agreed to deal, didn't they?
Chelsea agreed to deal with him as well. So, I mean, look, this guy is not going to have any shortage of suitors. So when you're talking about potentially bringing him in January, it brings me back to what I said before. We'd need to get one of probably Solanke or Richarlison out, probably, more likely the latter, Richarlison. It's not like when you're trying to buy a player from England, if the price is right in Portugal, they're going to sell. And it's probably going to take a big offer to bring him over from Porto in January. But if the price is right, they're going to sell. Plus, they are going through a bit of financial constraints as well. So I think there is a possibility. Is probably a bit unlikely, but there is a possibility if we're desperate for him, then we could get him in January. We saw with Pedro Porro as well, didn't we? Lisbon didn't really want to sell, but we offered something that they couldn't refuse, and towards the end of the window, they sanctioned the sale. So I wouldn't. If we really want him, we can get him, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I just don't see any of our strikers leaving. So I think they're all going to be here till the end of the season. I'm pretty confident in that.
Yeah, that's probably the more likely scenario. Another forward that we've been linked with is Mason Greenwood. Team Talk, not the most reliable publication, says that Greenwood's remarkable revival at Marseille has ignited a transfer tug-of-war with Tottenham and among several other top European clubs circling the 24-year-old. Obviously, he's doing very well out in France for Marseille, scoring regularly, getting regular assists as well. Barcelona apparently sniffing around for him as well. Do you see any truth in this?
No, I don't. I don't think Tottenham want the PR, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's doing very well, but I think it's just one better left untouched, I would say.
Yeah, you're probably right. Do you think, though, whether Tottenham get him or not, regardless, but do you think, he will go to, a Barcelona or, a top club? Because, he's doing very well for Marseille.
Yeah, he won't be at Marseille for too much longer, I reckon. That's the truth.
Yeah.
He is smashing it out. So, I don't know.
Yeah, he is. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Mason Greenwood. Is there any chance of him ever getting back into the England squad?
Don't know. I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah. He's definitely got the talent.
Probably not.
He's definitely got the talent for it. But, I mean, with everything that's happened in the past, probably not, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know.
And last but not least, the Bleacher Report reporting that Tottenham and Man City are keeping tabs on Aston Villa defender Ezri Konsa, with the 28-year-old also being tracked by Chelsea, Liverpool and Manchester United over the past 12 months. There is some interest abroad as well, with Italian giants Inter Milan and Napoli also watching the Englishman along with RB Leipzig. So a lot of players, a lot of teams circling around Ezri Konsa at this moment in time. I think he's a top player, Ezri Konsa. Mm-hmm. I think he gets better year on year. Starting centre-back for England now. I just think he probably is the next one at Villa to go to a bigger club. And I think when you're looking at Man City, I think that just makes so much sense. I don't see Spurs probably going to get him though.
City or Liverpool, I think they both need defenders, and Chelsea. But if he looks at Tottenham, right, I don't think he looks at us and thinks I'm going to get, a position in the team which I deserve, and he needs to be starting regularly. The main centre-back, and I think he probably looked at Liverpool, City or Chelsea and thinks I could do that. And Tottenham have got Romero and Van de Ven. Even at right-back, you got Porro there as well. So I don't see Konsa come to us. As much as I can see us being interested.
Tottenham fan.
Huh?
He's a Tottenham fan.
Okay, maybe that plays into it, but I think if he's looking for what's best for his career, I don't think Tottenham's the right move.
Yeah.
28? Wow, I didn't realise.
Yeah, I think he's ready now for that, real big step now. He's done very well at Villa, obviously played Champions League football for them, back in Europe again this season in the Europa League, but I feel like he could make a very good home at one of those 3 clubs, well, any of those 4 clubs that are on screen right now, Tottenham, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool. But you're looking at the frailties that Liverpool and, well, all 3 of them have at the back, but you're looking at Liverpool and Man City who want to be going for titles very, very soon, this season. So I think Ezri Konsa would go a long way to shoring up their defence.
Yeah, I think it's the right time for him to move to one of those bigger clubs, and I think all 3 of them he could be starting for all of them.
So you're looking at you could potentially look at Liverpool signing Guehi and Konsa. And Liverpool need major surgery at centre back. They've got Van Dijk, they've got Konsa. I mean, they've got Konate. Konate, I don't know, for some reason he just hasn't done it this season. He's looked really poor.
Could be out.
He could be out. So that means you're looking at a club like of Liverpool's stature that have spent 400 million this summer, that will only have Van Dijk, aging Van Dijk, with Joe Gomez. I mean, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, and they tried to rectify it with Guehi, and it failed on deadline day. But they know they need more players in that position.
So I'd love to see Konsa at Spurs, but I just can't see it, to be honest. I really can't. But that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below, would you like any of those players that I mentioned to you today? We got a super chat here from Michael Hellman. Big up to Michael. He says, what a crazy start to the Prem, not just Spurs. We have to spend in January to solidify top 4 and a cup. At this rate, the Prem is in play. Hashtag come on you Spurs. Spurs going for the title.
Someone has to. Someone has to stop them. And if it's up to us, then it's up to us.
Yeah.
Then we're in trouble.
We go to the Emirates soon.
Yeah, we do. If we win there, we've got a great away record.
We do. Best away team in the country.
Well, it has been 15 years since we won there.
Yeah, well, no time like the present, as
and again,
they say.
It was how long since we won West Ham, and a long record, and Everton as well.
Someone in the comments saying your microphone's not working. Is that true?
I don't know. Sammy? Hello? Testing? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Is it working?
A bit quick audio test before we get into it. What are you saying, guys, in the comments? Is the microphone working?
What are you saying, chat?
It's a bit quiet, people are saying. Let's try rectify that before we move on and talk about the brilliant Tottenham Hotspur from yesterday. Michael Hellman saying it's muffled.
Muffled?
A few people saying it's working and it's fine, though.
Oh,
what's it sounding on your end?
Sounds a bit quiet.
Bit quiet. We're just going to get this fixed, guys. Well,
fine now, says Michael Hellman. I don't know.
It's fine now, apparently.
It has, yeah. It did go a bit quiet.
Plug this one in anyway. Plug this in.
People in the chat saying nothing's wrong.
Well,
we're gonna do a wire change, a substitution. But we got 302 people in the live chat with us today. Everyone smash that subscribe button, smash that like button whilst we're getting all the audio kit prepared for you guys so we can have a nice chat about Spurs versus Everton.
How's that?
Yesterday. How's it going now?
How is that? Is it okay? Just scream, someone said. I can scream if you want. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
GD Morg says, a sound engineer here, your treble levels are low, it's a cable issue. Anyway, everyone's saying much better now.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's get into what happened yesterday on Merseyside. 3-0 win. First win against Everton at their home ground since that 6-2 game, which is mad to think about. It's a long time ago.
You were
now.
there? As in, we were there at 6-2. I'm saying you were there yesterday.
Yeah, I was there yesterday, and it was brilliant.
Yeah, how's the ground?
Absolutely brilliant.
People
I think.
wanna know?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it was our first taste of the Hill Dickinson Stadium. First time Spurs fans got to witness it and experience it. I thought it was very strange because it felt like it was in the middle of nowhere. The transport around the ground just seemed quite poor. But once you got there, get inside, it was really quick to get in, really quick. And yeah, I was just so surprised about how quiet it was because I've seen it on TV so far this season. And it seemed like the Everton fans have been bang up for it. It's been really loud. But yeah, I didn't hear a song from Everton pretty much all game, which surprised me. I thought Spurs fans were absolutely brilliant. But the stadium...
all day, all game.
Spurs fans were sensational yesterday. But yeah, I mean, the stadium in itself, it just seems a bit like a generic stadium. There's not really much.
Bowl, one would say.
No, I wouldn't. It's not nowhere near as bad as that. Nowhere near as bad as West Ham. But no, you can see it's a proper football stadium. For sure, it's a proper football stadium. But yeah, I just thought it was a bit like generic, like not too much Everton branding. You walk into the stadium. And if you just look at the bowl and just look at the stadium, it doesn't say, all right, this is an Everton stadium to me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I was impressed because it's a new stadium and it looks nice and everything, but I wasn't like overly impressed. You know what I mean?
What about food, beer? Did you get anything?
I got a lot of things. I got the self-serving Guinness pints that they were serving at half-time. So you walk up to this machine because, by the way, the queues at half-time for the actual food and drink was madness. You just couldn't queue up.
How many machines were there?
There was only two. Two machines.
How many fans? For 3,000?
3,000 fans. Yeah, only two machines. Unless there was another section where they had another machine, but where I was, there was only two machines and no one was really using them. So just walked up to it. Someone handed me a cup. You put your cup in the thing, you swipe your card, and a beer starts pouring out. And within a minute, less than a minute, probably about 30 seconds, you got yourself a beer.
Can you put your mouth under the machine and down the pan?
No, you couldn't, because there's like this cove kind of thing where you put the cup in.
Okay, and you say it's Guinness. So did they pour the Guinness correctly? These machines.
Yeah, I mean, you asked. That's the first thing you asked me, but I don't really know what pouring a Guinness is correctly.
There's a very specific way you pour a pint of Guinness. But everyone knows it.
But they poured it like it was just a cup of water. To be honest, you put your thing in and then the beer comes out.
That is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
Tasted shocking. Nice though.
Tasted nice.
Tasted nice, yeah.
So it wasn't too frothy because if you don't pour,
it wasn't
Guinness
frothy
right,
at all. Just a little bit of froth, like the perfect level of froth at the top.
Maybe the machine has gained the system that they don't have to pour it in the way you pour a Guinness from the machine. Very interesting. Was it fizzy? It was
yeah, it was lovely. And you know what? I'm not a big fan of Guinness, but yeah, I really enjoyed that pint yesterday.
And it was cold.
Cold, very cold.
Very cold.
Yeah.
Price?
£6.30 or something like that.
£6.30 for a pint of Guinness.
Yeah.
Guinness is usually one of the cheaper ones.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had two machines where one was 4.1% alcohol and the other one was 4.2% alcohol.
Wibber says it should take 119.5 seconds to pour a pint of Guinness properly.
It took less than that.
Less than that.
Yeah.
I see Everton have found.
And if you watch the vlog, you can see exactly how long it took. I think that video was recording for about 60 seconds, and for the first 20 seconds, I was just trying to work out the machine. So
Tottenham Till I Die says you need a head on a Guinness, lads. Surely.
Yeah, there was a small head. Yeah, a small head. Yeah.
Okay. So no, did you split the G?
What does that mean?
You have no clue. Yeah. when you, it's a game people play when they drink a pint of Guinness. Well, it didn't come in a Guinness glass, I'm guessing.
No.
No. Okay, so it doesn't even matter.
So what is splitting the G? What is this?
It's when you down a pint. Well, not down it. It's a game you play when you drink a pint of Guinness. You have to drink it and stop drinking when it's right on the G, the line.
Oh, I see.
It's a thing people do. Someone says the Guinness was terrible. I'm not happy with the Guinness. Get any food?
No, I didn't get any food.
No food. I saw someone got chicken and chips for £9.
Yeah, I saw the chicken and chips. It actually looked pretty good, but yeah, I wasn't queuing up in that queue. I couldn't be asked.
So it was only Guinness in the machine?
In the machine, yeah, but they had different pints. They had IPAs and different kind of stuff at the stand.
In the concourse, was it big? Was it nice?
Yeah, it was big. It was nice. It was packed. absolutely packed. Spurs fans were definitely enjoying themselves before the game and at half-time. So, yeah, it was pretty mobbed. But, yeah, I made my way to there was no, like, outside section unless you went downstairs or something. I don't know. Maybe I didn't see the whole thing. But it seemed big, but it also seemed cramped because there were so many people.
Is it true there was restricted view?
Yeah, apparently so. Apparently some people got restricted.
You didn't have, but
no.
Yeah, but how can there be restricted view?
Yeah, I know. I don't understand it.
What's in the way?
Apparently for the home fans as well. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest, but it's quite ridiculous that this stadium is literally like a month old. And there's restricted view. Like, what the hell? Who bloody... who was the architect here? Like, how are they having restricted view seats in this stadium?
People enjoying the beer talk in the chat.
Yeah.
They're enjoying it, yeah, for sure. You said it was 4.2%, the one you had.
The one I had, yeah, 4.2. There's no chance I was getting the 4.1%.
No, you've got to go an extra 0.1.
Yeah.
But all in all, stadium-wise, good experience.
Decent experience. Like...
Good away end? Where's like the away end situation?
Very good away end, actually, I thought. Very good away end. We were like lower in the corner. Mm-hmm. So some people were behind the goal, some people on the side of the pitch. I was like bang in the corner. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed it. And
is it like Leicester where you take over a corner like that kind of
Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Where there was like... I don't know if there's Spurs in the upper tier or not, but... Look, to be honest, I had many, many beers yesterday, so maybe there's some things I didn't recollect or notice, but I had a great time yesterday.
Nice view of the river. Do you see the river when you get to the stadium?
I didn't see no river.
It's a river. No, it's on the river, isn't it?
The River Mersey.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so.
I didn't see it. I know I've seen it in the day, like when it was first getting built, and I've seen the river in the background, but last night it was dark, like... I was rushing to get in. Like I didn't see no river last night.
Fair enough. All right, we can get on to the game now.
Yeah. I mean, the beer talk's probably better.
Yeah, you want to talk more about beer? Yeah, look.
I had a lot of Moretti's yesterday, by the way, as well. Moretti's in the pub beforehand.
In the beer garden, nobody even noticed. There's a beer garden?
In the beer garden? What, is there a beer garden there?
Someone's definitely drunk if you didn't see the river. The bigger river than the stadium is on. I didn't see it. Brilliant.
But look, anyway, brilliant. Nice stadium. Great to be the first team to go and win there. That is always going to be in the history books. Remember that for your pub quizzes. First team to ever go and get 3 points. First away team to ever go and get 3 points at Everton's new stadium.
What was the reaction yesterday when the lineup came out in the away end?
So when the lineup came out, we all assumed when the lineup came out that it was going to be Javi in the 10, Kudus on the right, and Johnson on the left. And we were looking at it, being like, why isn't Odebear playing? Was a bit like weird because Odebear's obviously been doing really well over the last couple of weeks.
He didn't come on at all. Something tells me he's maybe not 100%.
Maybe because they did like have a bit of a knock in the last game. So yeah, that could be a case. Did Frank mention anything after the game?
He didn't say anything, no. But he obviously brought on Tell later on. He didn't come on at all, did he?
So yeah, it was a bit weird. We were happy Muani was starting. With the Bentancur and Paulinia situation, I mean, I've got no problems with it away from home. Like at home is where I've got the issue with it. So I was happy with the lineup, to be honest. The only one that I thought could have been changed was Odebear for Johnson and get Kuda. But look, he changed it up, Frank, and you got to say fair play to Frank because, you know, everyone's saying you got to change things up when it's not working, blah, blah, blah. To be fair, it's been working away from home. So maybe not much of a need to change it up. But I thought Kudus in the middle made a difference. I thought he looked really good, actually, in the middle of the park in the 10. He was that driving force for us. Yeah, I wasn't too impressed, though, with Johnson and Javi on the wings. Interesting.
Frank said he was going to switch things up when it came to a bit structural changes, and I think he did. We kind of had like this in possession 3-2-5 kind of lineup with, as you say, it was like Kudus and Xavi next to each other as like 10s, with Johnson and Spence kind of holding the width out wide, Moani up front.
Yeah, I thought Xavi was like drifting, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was like drifting centrally to the left. You had like Porro, Danso, Van de Ven like making a bit of a back three, with Porro basically tasked with finding wrong passes in behind and things like that. I understood the idea. The execution wasn't quite right. I think, you know, that's probably going to take some work. Did it maybe give us a bit more structural kind of compactness, because I felt like we weren't obviously getting opened up anywhere near as much. And as well, Everton were basically forced to going long, it seemed, a lot of the time to Beto, trying to catch him out in behind. And he did a decent job up against Danso, but I thought by and large Danso dealt with it quite comfortably. I think from an attacking point of view, it's not like we created much, is it? I think we actually started the game all right. A few nice passing moves. I thought Moani and Javi were linking up quite well together, but just couldn't, those final moments where we couldn't really create any good chances, really.
No, look, I think the attacking fluidity is still not there. That's there for everyone to see, but I think what we did do really well was, I thought for the most part, I thought we defended really well. I thought in the opening 5-10 minutes of the game, I thought Grealish was giving Porro, a bit of a torrid time down that left or down our right-hand side. But after that, I thought Porro kind of settled really nicely in the game, didn't give Grealish a sniff. I thought the main problem was coming down, for the majority, was coming down the other side with Ndiaye. I thought he was brilliant throughout the game, and Spence kind of struggled to deal with him at times. But I think it was all about that kind of square that we had of Danso, Van de Ven, Bentancur and Paulinho. I thought those four were just so vital to us yesterday. Bentancur, I thought, put in his best display of the season yesterday. I thought he was brilliant. That volley that he nearly scored, oh my days. That was ridiculous. But Kevin Danso, man, I think he got I don't know what the stat was, but the most clearances or something since 2016 or something, which I thought Danso, I said it to you before the game, how vital I think Danso, this is a game for Danso, aerial ability, physicality, and he rose to the occasion, man. I thought Danso and Mickey were absolutely unplayable on the day. Yeah,
they were phenomenal, defended so well, especially when Everton are just whipping in cross after cross, and they were dealing with it so well. Matt, big credit to them. And obviously we got those goals in the first half, 2 set pieces, 2 headers. Not to say I think 2-0 you could probably say flattered us in that first half, but when you worked on those set pieces, that's what it can give you, that advantage, and it can give you opportunities to go into half time or get results or and get leads, which not saying we didn't deserve it. It's not like we're playing badly, but definitely we weren't playing well enough.
I said it to you before the game in the preview, though, didn't I? You were talking about how strong Everton are at defending set pieces, and I was saying to you, if the way we've been working on our set pieces, we can be a threat against anyone with set pieces. And Everton was no different. We scored 2 of them yesterday, both in the first half. That's pretty much what won us the game.
And I thought we were threatening throughout all of them, to be honest. It's funny, Moyes said after the game, he said they did us from set pieces when the plan was we were going to do them from set pieces. That's what he said. So he said he was surprised by that. He wasn't happy with how Everton defended the set pieces. But
that second one was actually so easy to score. I don't like Van de Ven was just there, free in front of Pickford, untested, unchallenged. That was so uncharacteristic defending from Everton.
Yeah, and it was clearly the first one as well. Planned, Bentancur, run back post and get it. But have you seen it back? He kind of shoulders it.
Yeah.
Do you think he means that? Because he kind of makes that movement. So I think
he meant it.
I think he does mean it.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant piece of play from him.
I think he definitely meant it. I really did. And look, like I said before, I thought Bentancur was brilliant throughout. I thought he really was, screening the back four like he did, driving us forward at times. I mean, these are the performances that kind of earn Bentancur those kind of rave reviews, and we need to see this on a consistent basis from him. Still, my point stands, and everyone's point stands, that you don't want to see that double pivot at home, but away from home it's working like a charm. The best away team in the Premier League. I think we've picked up 13 points all season so far. We're sitting top of that away league table, albeit we are 17th in the home table, which has to be worked on and rectified. But the way we're set up away from home is just perfect. We're so structurally defensively sound. We can hit them on those set pieces, and we can even, the third goal I thought was a really nice team goal as well, really nicely worked. And when Pape came on, he just added a different dimension to us.
Yeah, I think the subs did well. Obviously, we are 2-0 up in the first half. Obviously, Van der Ven, those 2 goals, and although I didn't talk about the disallowed goal from Everton, I thought right decision.
Look, I thought it was the right decision, but it also was a bit harsh, because you've seen those kind of goals given throughout the whole of last season. You know what I mean? And like, it's always very hit and miss whether they give them or not. So I think Everton can like feel a little bit aggrieved because they've seen, you know, carbon copies of that being given. But the letter of law, you got to rule it out.
It's offside. He clearly impeded Vicario. If you watch it back, he stops Vicario from moving. I'm not saying Vicario would have saved it. There's a good chance he wouldn't have. But at the end of the day, in Dye, I've seen a lot of people saying, he's not in the line of sight, so he can't be interfering, or it's not a foul. I agree it's not a foul, and I agree he's not in the line of sight, but he impedes Vicario's movement when that header comes in. And once you do that, doesn't matter if it's a foul, if you're in an offside position and you're impeding the opposition, then it's offside. I think it's a blatant kind of violation of the law, and I think David Moyes agreed after the game. He said it's the right decision. I don't know why there's any controversy. I've seen people saying, a former referee, Keith Hackett, saying it's a disgusting decision, one of the worst he's ever seen. I'm like, I don't know what you're watching. It's a very clear decision, no controversy whatsoever. I think they did the right thing. And he had two players impeding him as well, both in an offside position. I think people get confused between, because a lot of these goals, when they get ruled out for interfering with play in offside, it's because they're standing in front of the keeper and they're blocking his eye line. So that's what people maybe assume that means interfering with play. So the fact that Ndiaye was behind Vicario means, he can't be interfering. But he was blocking his movement. You could see it on the replay. He's stopping him from moving across. So it has to be offside. Has to be.
Yeah. Vicario, though, you know, talking on Vicario, you know, after the 5 mistakes in a row, or 4 or 5 mistakes in a row, you know, man of the match, probably his best performance in the Spurs shirt last time out against Monaco. And I think he's backed it up with another really good display here at Everton away. You know, some really top saves in there. There was one that he just saw really late with that deflection, gets down really well, one-handed save. There was multiple other occasions where, you know, it looked like it was going to hit the back of the net, and there was Vicario to stop it. So Vicario should be very proud of himself, the way he's handled himself and the way, you know, he's kind of batted away that criticism and says, no, look, I'm Tottenham's number one. I'm here to stay, and I'm the best goalkeeper at this football club.
Yeah, 2 world-class saves yesterday, again, following from the Monaco game. And I thought he dealt with set pieces really well.
Yeah.
And I didn't think he was too much of a worry on the ball with his kicking. I don't think he did, too much great, but I think it was fine. He didn't have to be anything spectacular. He think from set pieces, he got his punches in, didn't have to catch anything. But those 2 saves really weighed on his money, especially the one from Beto, because at that point, Everton were really on top of us. It seemed as though they were building a bit of momentum in that second half. And it felt like maybe a goal might be coming. And if they would have scored at that moment, I think that changes the game, and it changes the second half. The crowd get up for it and everything. All of a sudden, they could find a way back in the game. So the fact that Vicario sticks out his arm, makes that save, makes sure he keeps the clean sheet, and it frustrates Everton a bit more, makes him a bit more rushing, and I think it changed the trajectory of that second half, and it made us win the game a lot more comfortably. And obviously, he did make a brilliant save from Ndiaye in that deflection as well. So brilliant performance from Vicario, answered the critics perfectly. So yeah, I think that second half was a hard watch. I think first half wasn't great, but at least we saw a bit of possession and obviously got a couple of goals. Second half, it felt like we were just defending that whole half, and it wasn't an easy watch. I understood maybe why it was like that. Maybe, look, I don't know if it was a plan or whether we were just forced into it or whether we felt we just wanted to protect our lead. But I didn't really like how we approached that second half. We were just sitting back. We had no threat. To be honest, on most of that second half, the only threat we had one long ball to Richarlison when he came on, and he kind of forced a mistake out of Tarkowski, and he missed the chance. He's got to score, but look, credit to him, he did force a mistake as well, so you've got to give him credit. But yeah, he's got to score that 100%. After the shot, you see Pickford saying, "Why didn't you dink me?" He went like that. Well, why didn't you dink me?
That's exactly what Brian said, I think, in the stands. Like, you got to dink him, man.
Yeah, he'd smashed it instead, and obviously that was a mistake. But for all the, I want to say I didn't like how we approached it. Vicario made a couple of saves, but they never really looked like scoring. We were fairly comfortable, I felt, with how the half was going, and then we just found a moment, which we did right at the end of the game, put a move together, and bam, 3-0, game over.
Really good move. Team move, built from the back, a lot of players involved, and Pape, Richarlison gets the assist, and Pape knocks it in. So, you know, the substitutes making a difference when they came on. But look, I get what you're saying, like it's not aesthetically pleasing, watching Spurs right now. But when you're getting the results that we're getting away from home, I get it. Look, at home, it's not good enough and it needs to improve massively. But away from home, you're looking at the way we're approaching games and you're looking at the results that we're getting. This is the way that you need to approach games when you're going away from home. This is what successful teams do. Look at Arsenal, for God's sake. They do this every single week and win and get a clean sheet. Hardly even let a shot on target against them. We're nowhere near as good as that. But we're going away from home and we're beating good teams week in, week out. Even if we don't beat them, we're looking like we could have beaten them. Like that Brighton game. Brighton are obviously a very good side. We should have beaten them that day. We conceded 2 goals against a run of play. But we should have taken the 3 points. Like, you've got to be so impressed. Even if you don't like the way Spurs are playing, I just don't get all this moaning. Like, even after I get it, like after the home games, but after yesterday, we've won 3-0 at Everton. Like, no team has gone there and won so far this season. It's a hard place to go at the best of times. Everton have had a really good start to the season. We've gone there and made pretty much light work of it at the end of the day. Everton didn't have that many chances. We've kept them at bay for the majority of it. Their set pieces didn't bother us really, and that is a testament to the way we're set up, and that is a testament to the way we handle set pieces and the strength of Vicario and Danso and Van de Ven and everyone. So I think you've got to be so delighted with the way things are going right now.
Yeah, I think there's 2 ways of looking at it. I think I've been personally, I'm delighted with our away form, and I'm delighted with a newfound robustness we found away from home. And I agree with you. I think away games in the Premier League are tough, and you're not going to have it all your own way in these games, and you're going to be on the back foot some of the game, and you're going to have to be able to soak up pressure, and you're going to have to deal with them. We dealt with it brilliantly yesterday. And in games like yesterday, when you're not at your best going forward, like we currently haven't been, I think it's important that you find a way to win the game. You continue to have that threat, and the fact that we have this set piece threat we've developed over the past this season especially is very, very good, and it's a very good. It means that you could have games like yesterday where you're not really threatening, but you're always capable of scoring, which is a very, very valuable kind of weapon to have in your armoury. And that's really great. And the fact that we ended up in a game yesterday away at Everton, which is not an easy place to go, and we're on 3-0 clean sheet, and we got that result. We're capable of getting that result without even playing that well, is fantastic. And I think that's really good. I guess the flip side of that is it sustainable? I guess, to continue to play this way and continue to pick up results when we're not creating too many chances. What happens when the set pieces dry up? We've seen it before with other teams and other managers. And also, we've also seen it before at Tottenham, where, if you remember, it happened a couple of times. Mourinho's second season, we started really well, top of the league in December, and we just couldn't keep it up. We were playing defensively, hitting teams on the counter, scoring from set pieces, and it was all great when you're winning, but as soon as those things dry up, you're not being clinical with your chances because you're not getting that many chances. All of a sudden, you're just defending a lot and not getting the results. Same with I remember it was Conte's second season. Very similar to now. Remember, we were all going crazy about Gianni Vio. Remember, we were scoring set pieces every week. We were winning games, not playing well, but winning games. Everyone's saying, look, as long as we're winning, it's great. And then what happened? The results caught up with us. I'm not saying that's going to happen now. I guess the difference is those were Mourinho and Conte's second season, whereas Frank's just got in the job. So you expect it to, get better and him to have him to improve the team and improve the way we play. I guess people have at the moment either they're remembering those things where we were quite defensive in those moments, we're playing well, getting results, and then it kind of caught up with us. They're kind of worried about that happening again now. Or they're worried about, is this, just winning from set pieces and not creating any chances other than that? Is that sustainable? And I guess there are question marks there, to be honest. It doesn't mean we should be negative about what's happening at Tottenham right now. I think there's a lot of positive things. I think Frank has implemented a lot of good things when he's come to Tottenham. But when it comes to things getting better, when it comes to open play chances and creating stuff, I guess the thing is we just have to see it, and we haven't seen it yet. We have to see things improve before we say it will improve, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, everyone's saying it will improve and will improve. Well, we need evidence of that.
Well, it's still so early on. It's so early on in his tenure, He's had one transfer window. He's had a complete change of everything at the football club. You know, he's got so many injuries as well, which is not an excuse. He's got so many different things that he's trying to juggle. You know, he's getting the results. That's the main thing right now. I think he's getting the results, and you know he's going to want to improve those attacking patterns of play. He's definitely going to want to improve it, and he's definitely going to improve it. And right now, he's finding a way to win games when, you know, his first point of call, like he said, was to make us more of a solid outfit and, you know, structurally much harder to beat. We're a very hard team to beat. That's the reality. And I think it's such a great thing for him to come into a team that was so easy to beat last season, suffered quite a few losses the season before, and straight away off the bat, he's made us such a difficult team to play against and such a difficult team to beat. So I think that is a major plus that goes towards Thomas Frank. Yes, we all want to see free-flowing, attacking football, and, you know, he wants to see it as well. I'm pretty sure he said that over the last couple of weeks, and he even said it when he came in. So I have no doubt in my mind that that's what we're going to be building towards. But right now, this is what we're being served up, and we're getting results off the back of it. So I'm delighted the way things are going. We're sitting third in the league. We've scored the most amount of goals in the Premier League. We've conceded, second or third least amount in the Premier League as well. So I'm absolutely delighted. I couldn't be happier with the way things are going, to be honest.
But what is the difference between what you're seeing now and, let's say, what we saw in that Conte's second season at the start, when we all agreed we were not playing well but winning games, and we all kind of agreed at the time anyway, are we going to be able to keep this up? And it turned out we couldn't. What is the difference?
Well, the difference is that Conte had already been in the job for 6 months, and we'd already seen a lot better football than what we saw at the start of those few months. And we were thinking, all right, we're going to get back there. It's going to click. It's going to click. It's going to click. The football under Conte regressed. We haven't seen the football hasn't regressed under Frank because he hasn't been here a lot of time. So we need to see a progression from Frank. Don't get me wrong, it needs to get better 100% in terms of the way we play our football. But under Conte, it was regressing. And under Frank, it's not regressing because this is the starting point.
Yeah, but we were getting better results that time. I think 9 games, it was 20 points we had under Conte, 1 loss.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think there are differences, and I think just because it happened then doesn't mean it's going to happen now. But I think that's what is in maybe people's minds. Maybe not specifically that season, but that element of.
And I also think the Premier League has changed a lot since then. Like then, I think there were a lot of like free-flowing, attacking football. Now, like Sean Dyche said over the weekend, just before his press conference last week or whatever, like it's the in thing now for these long throws and such a focus on set pieces. And those things we're doing really well. Really well. And not many teams in the Premier League right now are playing like this, like high line, high pressing, well, pressing high, yeah, but like free-flowing attacking football. Like not many teams are actually doing that.
Yeah, I think the whole conversation about set pieces and relying on set pieces and whether it's sustainable or not, I think that comes from the fact that over the years in the Premier League, we haven't seen a team literally win a title just relying on set pieces. We've seen teams do well, like overperform, like, you know, remember the likes of Bolton back in the day with Sam Allardyce. You had
Jose Mourinho, Conte.
Well, they weren't set piece sides. They were counter-attacking teams. They didn't rely on set pieces. It's different. I guess
you've got to look at Arsenal now.
But that's the point. So my point being is, Arsenal has obviously done well over the last couple of years. A lot of their games have relied on set pieces. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But obviously they haven't won anything, right? But they have definitely improved themselves, albeit it wasn't, you know, when Arteta first started getting better, it wasn't just set pieces. They're actually playing really good football, and then they turned into this team where they had this set piece weapon in their armoury when they weren't playing well. And now, but right now it seems they are heavily relying on set pieces. But I guess the conversation around set pieces is because we've never seen a team literally win leagues by relying on having set piece goals purely and having that as like your main weapon essentially. So I guess there's an assumption that if you do rely on it, then you're going to get found out eventually. Teams will work it out. The set piece goals are going to dry up. You're going to have to be able to open teams up in open play, right? At some point, if you're actually going to go on and achieve what you want to. But we are seeing at the moment Arsenal 4 points clear at the top of the league, basically by relying on set pieces. I think they've got 5 open play goals.
No one relies on set pieces more than them.
I'm saying
in the league.
They got 9 open play goals and 5 open play goals and 9 goals from set pieces. They're 17th for open play goals, and they're top of the league for set piece goals. So I think right now is this potentially a shift in the paradigm from what we've seen in the past? I think, look, we'll have to wait and see because we haven't won the league. It's only 9 games in. They have to win it first. But if they do win the league playing this way, then maybe I think clearly everyone is shifting towards definitely
everyone in the league is, apart from maybe like your Man Cities and Liverpools. I think everyone in the league are doing long throws now, got a set piece coach, heavily, focusing on set pieces. I just think this is the way football is going now.
And whether you how long now, carry on for, we'll see.
Whether you like it or not, and whether your football purists aren't going to agree with it, are you? Like they want to see like.
I think it's making for some good stuff. Like the Brentford game was brilliant against Liverpool. That was great. But there was some yesterday was a boring game. I'm sorry, it was.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like I don't care unless we win. If we win the game and we carry on winning and we're just scoring set pieces, I don't care. Like as long as we're winning games.
Okay, but the game in general, you like to see.
Yeah, that's fine. Like yeah. But at the end of the day, what I care most about is Tottenham winning football matches. That's what I care most about. Like, I would take stodgy 1-0 victories coming off the backside of an own goal like every single week if that meant Spurs were to win every week. Like,
but I guess that's it. As long as you're winning, it's okay. But then it's a problem if you're not. But my point being is the whole conversation about set pieces could be changing. I think when it comes to this sustainability, quote unquote, whether people think you can actually win big things and win titles doing this, playing this way. And I think the past have said no, but I think right now, this season could be the change where maybe teams are like, actually, you might be able to win a whole title playing this way. And then I think the whole game's going to change.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if you don't concede, you can't lose. And then you can always nick one the other end if you're that strong at set pieces. But I don't think that's the end goal and that's the plan Thomas Frank wants to put in front of us. I don't think we just want to be this. He wants us to be this team where we're really good defensively and then our only threat is set pieces. I think that's just where we're at this moment in time in terms of the team development. And I do think there's going to be more development and more learning and more growth in this team. But right now, what he's implemented in this team, I think, is absolutely brilliant, where we're really hard to play against. We're really hard to score against. Not many teams are finding it easy to beat us. And we're always a threat down the other end because of how strong our set pieces are. And, Mickey van der Ven, like, bloody hell, man, what a player this guy is. I was on the way back yesterday, and I was just like, literally, for about 3 hours of that coach journey, I was just thinking and talking about Mickey van der Ven. The guy is a phenomenon, man. Like last season, we were all talking, a lot of people, the narrative was, this guy's not good in the air. Like Thomas Frank has, there's some sort of conversation or focus in training with Mickey on training. As he said,
He said it in the press conference.
Oh, I didn't know. I haven't seen the press conference, but he's been so much better in the air. 5 goals in all competitions this season from Mickey. Have they all been with his head?
No. 3 with his head?
3 out of still.
No, 2.
Well,
2 yesterday.
2 yesterday. There was another one with his head, wasn't there?
Yeah, against Boda.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a clear focus. And even when he's defending as well, he's using his head a lot more. So, Mickey van der Ven, you're seeing, like, such a rapid development in him. Like, and he was so good to start off with as well.
Someone online said someone's finally told Mickey that he's 6'4", and he can use his head, and he seems to be so much stronger, 100%. He seems to be really attacking these set pieces with much more purpose at the moment, and it's mad to think that he hasn't been more of a threat previously. Aerially, he has something he struggled with, but I think he's clearly worked on it. Frank's worked on him with it, and we're now seeing Mickey. A proper threat now in the box, and that's absolutely fantastic. And got 2 goals yesterday. I don't think it's the last of it. He's our top goal scorer. It's just crazy.
Mad.
So phenomenal work. And I think even without the goals, he was fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought like he was making these really nice line-breaking passes out the back yesterday, kind of trying to alleviate what what Romero was. Obviously, Romero's not been in the team last couple of weeks, and he's been very good at that. Like those dinks in mid, he wasn't doing the dinks, but kind of really nice passes into midfield yesterday from Mickey van de Ven. So, yeah, like I said, I'm really happy with the way things are going right now. How can you not be when you're third in the league? And for everyone that says like we don't create chances, we've scored the most goals in the league.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
We've scored the most goals in the league, and we don't create chances.
But we are the biggest like overperformance when it comes to like expected goals. People say, is that going to even itself out, or is that a sustainable way of happening? Because you see it so many times with teams that overperform massive, usually defensive teams. That have a really good run, and then it evens itself out eventually. Your luck runs out. So that's what people are worried about, I guess.
But if we always keep the kind of way we're defending and how hard we are to beat, we always got a chance.
Yeah, that's also true if we keep defending that way, yeah. But then again, I agree with you. But then again, yesterday, if Vicario doesn't make those saves and Everton do get back in the game, then all of a sudden it's like... it could have been a different story. But look, Vicario did make those saves, which I'm not saying we were even barraged with him, but at crucial moments he did.
Yeah.
And we defended very well.
And that's what we need, top players to step up in big moments.
Yeah.
And that's what Vicario did yesterday.
But we just need to see a bit more on the ball.
Yeah, and we will. I keep saying it every week. Like, I'm certain we're going to see this.
You keep saying every week and we're not.
Yeah, but it's still early days. It's so early on in the season. Is that the 9th game of the season, 8th game of the season? I don't know what it was, but like we're so early on. Like everyone just wants everything like straight away. Wants it now.
It's not about now. It's just about.
Well, it is.
It's not. We just want to see more.
And more will come. More will come. Like I said before, like we're sitting third in the league. We've scored the most goals in the Premier League. We've conceded one of the least.
9 games. Look, that's great and that's fantastic. But after 9 games, it doesn't mean anything. Like it's fine, but we're 3 points off 9th. Like 1 loss and bam, we're mid-table. So
yeah, correct. But you need to pick up those points. Like it's impressive in itself. Like next week, it's the home form that's letting us down, and we need to improve on that massively. Massively. Agreed. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not happy with the way things are going at home. That needs to improve. But when you look at the bigger picture and the whole thing, how our season has gone so far, new manager, new structure to everything, like you got to be happy, surely. Like
I think everyone's happy with how things are going, but you can't just put your head in the sand about the problems that we have.
I don't think anyone's putting their head in the sands about the problems that we have. I think everyone can recognise, even like the biggest Thomas Frank fans can recognise that there are a lot of things that we need to be doing a lot better. Don't get me wrong. Like obviously, it's a work in progress. But right now, where we're at in the progression, you got to be happy.
Yeah, I think everyone is happy.
Well, I don't know. Judging by social media, it doesn't seem like everyone's happy.
Yeah, I think if people are saying...
I was seeing a lot of people complain yesterday. A lot of people complain yesterday about a 3-0 win.
Yeah, which I think is ridiculous.
Like, what planet are people on? Like, we're winning 3-0 away at Everton. First of all, they've never lost in that stadium. And second of all, we haven't won there since, 2016?
Well, we haven't played there.
Well, you know what I mean, though, away at Everton. We haven't won away at Everton, 2015, 2016, 18. Whatever it is, 18. Like, still a long time ago now. So, like, just come on, man. Celebrate the wins when they come. Like, this was a significant win, in my opinion. Like, 3-0 away at Everton, who are a very hard team to beat.
Right, but that's fine. And that's great, actually. Not just fine, it's really good. And as I say, the fact that we can play the way we did and end up with that result is a testament to what Frank has brought us. But at the end of the day, we are still playing the way we did.
Yeah.
And that is something to mention. And people mentioning doesn't mean they're negative.
No, but there's a difference between mentioning it to complaining about it and to say it's not good enough, it's not this, it's not that. We're winning. The barefaced fact is we won 3-0 away at Everton. No matter how you win, no matter how you play, it's a very impressive win in my book. So I don't get like the negativity and the complaints. Mentioning it, fine. Like I've mentioned it, on this stream. But I've also...
No, but you're mentioning it saying it's guaranteed to get better when we need to see evidence.
I'm certain of it, yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's fine, but we need to see evidence of things like being implemented. And yesterday he did implement something, which is credit to Frank. He did implement a difference, right? He implemented a new structural change.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that improved things, but it made things different, right? But we still need to see a bit more. Like we still had struggles in build-up. We nearly gave away 2 goals away in build-up. Simmons and Bentancur struggling to keep the ball because of how we were building up. I think in that first half, we were 2-0 up. We created 0 chances in open play. And it doesn't matter as long as you're winning, right? But to say that it doesn't matter if we see improvements or not, it will improve. Surely you can only say it will improve once you're seeing improvements.
No, because it's a work in progress, and everyone knows the product that we're seeing right now is not the end product that Frank wants to see. I think it's pretty obvious that that's the case. And like I said, where we are right now, 9 games in, everyone has to, surely, if you're a Spurs fan, you've got to be delighted with the way things are going. I can't keep saying it again. The way we're
agreeing.
Yeah, but the way we're playing is fine. It's not great. In terms of what you're seeing on the eye, and you want to see free flowing, attacking football playing out from the back. We're not there yet. We're nowhere near there yet as a team. It's going to take a lot of coaching and working on us tactically and everything like that, which will happen over time. But right now, it's brilliant stuff. So I think let's just leave it there.
Okay.
But actually, just one more thing that we need to cover on the match review is Kolo Muani, because he got his first start in the Premier League yesterday.
Yep.
I think he did decent, to be honest. Without doing too much, I thought, a few nice touches, holding up play. I think he's. I wouldn't say he earned his start for the next game, but I think we saw enough to carry on.
Look, it was fine. It's one of those games where if we didn't win or score, we're probably sitting here saying, oh, he was anonymous, he didn't do enough. But because we won, we're looking at the positives, and that's a fine thing to do. I think he was fine. I think there was some good link-up play, but he didn't have any shots at goal. He didn't have any goal-scoring moments. So, that's got improved. But I think I liked the little bits that I saw, yeah. But again, if let's say it was that was Richarlison and it was a game we didn't win, we're probably saying, it wasn't good enough. That's the truth.
Yeah. What if it was Richarlison, it was a game that we did win?
Yeah, we're probably saying good.
I've seen things in his performances like yesterday and also when he came on against Monaco to say that, this guy maybe can add a bit more than what Richarlison is doing at this moment in time.
I agree.
So I think you have to persist with him. You have to persist with Muani because, 100%. Every performance kind of leaves you with that, weights your appetite a little bit and want to see more. And so let's hope that, we've got 2 big games coming up, Newcastle away in the Carabao and Chelsea at home. Maybe you take him out for the Newcastle game and start him against Chelsea. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you probably start Richie.
Yeah, start Richie or to even Tell against Newcastle.
Honestly, Tell maybe start on the anyway. Not a Newcastle preview, but yeah. I think Talon, I want to see him start, but maybe off the left. I think Rishi got rested on the weekends. I think he is going to start midweek.
Yeah. Anyway, that is our match review from the brilliant 3-0 win away at Everton yesterday. And let's move on and let's get into our player ratings, starting off with Guillermo Vicario. Sim gives him a 9. I gave him an 8. To be honest, probably a 9 is a better reflection of his game. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Saved us in big moments in the game. And can't fault his performances right now. Last 2 performances have been really high level.
Yeah, and he's answered the critics amazingly. 2 unbelievable saves from Beto and from Ndai. Kept that clean sheet, really helped keep that clean sheet. I thought he was a leader as well yesterday. Good from the set pieces as well. Yeah, top performance, and those 2 saves were phenomenal.
Pedro Porro up next. 8's all round for Pedro, and I thought this was a performance definitely in the step in the right direction after a couple of bad displays or under par displays from Pedro Porro of late. I think he was back at it in this one. I thought defensively he was absolutely sound, apart from the first 5-10 minutes where he was coming under a bit of pressure and he gets that booking and you're thinking, oh God, are we going to see another time Pedro Porro gets overrun a little bit like we have seen a couple of times this season? But no, I thought he stood up to the challenge of Grealish really well. He was putting in, really good corners and crosses, so got an assist to his name. So, yeah, really good.
Yeah, as you say, he got that booking early on. You feared for him a bit because you know how Grealish likes to draw fouls, but I thought he ended up actually dealing with him really well, really comfortably. Yes, he did give him a bit of trouble, but nothing too major where he put us in a bad situation. I actually thought it helped Alan Johnson there, because I thought he helped him as well a bit more than maybe Kudus has been. And as you say, going forward, got the assist and also had a big hand in that third goal with a brilliant dinked ball to Rishi. So yeah, brilliant day from Parra. Good response as well for a poor day on Wednesday.
Yeah. Kevin Danso up next. King Kev. Sim gives him an 8. I gave him a 9. I thought he was imperious on the day. Seriously, I think that's one of his best performances in a Spurs shirt, in my opinion. That's how highly I rated the performance from him. I said before the game, Everton away is a game tailor-made for someone like Kevin Danso, and I think that's what came to pass, to be honest. The amount of clearances that he made on the day, aerial ability, I mean, just nothing beats him in the air, and you saw just how pivotal he was for us on the day. Him and Van der Ven alongside each other, are they starting to strike up a bit of a partnership now?
Seems it was their first win in the league, isn't it, this season without Romero? But yeah, brilliant. I think when it comes to crossing in the box, when he gets his head on things, incredible. 18 clearances, as you said before, which is just goes to show the amount of times he had to clear his lines and clear the danger, which is basically relentlessly, time after time. One thing I would say is there definitely seems to be a bit of a tactic I've seen in the last 2 games where Balogun and Beto both target him to run off a bit, and they both get a bit of joy, albeit I thought Danso recovered well once Beto ran off him a couple of times, and at the end of the day he gave a corner. There was one moment he got spun, I think, by Beto, and Van der Ven had to come and recover the situation. But I think by and large, when it comes to box defending, really, really good. On the ball, I don't remember too many mishaps in this one. I think nothing too spectacular. I think he kept it simple. But I thought his, defensively, phenomenal work. And yeah, as you say, that he is developing a good partnership with Mickey.
Yeah, and now let's move on to Mickey, our man of the match. A big fat 10 for Mickey Van der Ven. 2 weeks, 2 10s, not for Mickey, but just in general. Last week it was Vicario in midweek for the Monaco game. Today it is Mickey Van der Ven with the big fat 10. It rhymed. That was nice. But I think, look, he was absolutely phenomenal. Obviously gets 2 goals, 2 set pieces, 2-0 at half time. Goal threat from the set pieces, which we haven't really seen last season or the year before. But this year it's really started to be coached in his game. He's just been, his sheer brute size and strength, he's really using it to his advantage now, and not just from the attacking phases but from the defensive phases as well. I thought he was sweeping up so well. I thought he was playing the ball through the lines. I mean, I can't fault anything in Mickey's performance yesterday. The guy is getting better and better, and I think since putting on the captain's armband, I have noticed a bit more kind of authority about him, a bit more leadership and taking more responsibility.
Absolutely. I think he's really stepped up, hasn't he, to the captaincy. And I think even if you take away his goals, I think he would still be in an 8 or 9. He was absolutely phenomenal defensively yesterday. I thought the amount of times he was cutting out crosses, making crucial interceptions. There was that one moment in Dye puts in a dangerous cross. I think Beto is about to put into the empty net, and he just takes a little touch away from him, preventing Beto having a tap in. I thought that was brilliant defending. I just think his box defending's improving massively. So much more of an aerial threat, and going forward, you got to say he's becoming so much more of a weapon in the opposition box with those 2 goals. It's like he's finally found out he's 6'4" and he can use that to his advantage. He seems to be growing as a defender, becoming a more complete defender. And he still uses his pace when he needs to as well. So he hasn't lost that part of his game. Phenomenal day for him. Another brilliant performance. And he's just growing and growing. He came to the club as like a consistent defender, but, one who just uses that pace as like a safety blanket. He's now becoming this complete all-round defender, all-round player. And it's really great to see.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. So very much well-deserved props for Mickey Van der Ven yesterday. Next up is Jed Spence. 6s all round for Jed. I thought he was the one that struggled the most in the back four, to be honest. I thought Ndai had a really good game. Maybe a bit of a rehearsal, putting himself in the shop window, maybe with Spurs sniffing around, who knows. But I thought, he gave Spence quite a horrible time down that side. And yeah, I thought he was struggling at times in the game, Spence, albeit I don't think he put in a disaster class or anything like that. I just felt like he was, struggling to handle and die at times. And going forward as well, he was creating quite a bit of width on the pitch for us without doing too much with the ball.
Yeah, I think Ndai, no penitentiary tweets from Spence this time out. I think Ndai definitely, not to say he had him on toast, but he was given a lot of difficulty. I think in the first half, there was like one moment he completely spun Spence and burst into the box, and I think had to be bailed out from Mickey Van der Ven. No, in fact, it was that chance for Grealish in the first minute.
Right.
He spun him. And Grealish, his shot, luckily for Spence, was blocked by Porro. We missed Udogie so much down the left-hand side. I think if Udogie was there yesterday, it could have been a completely different game, let alone it could have been very different on that left-hand side, because Spence, he has so much energy and so much power when he's running, but he can't use it because he gets into the position, he gets the ball, and then he doesn't break down the line because he's right-footed, so the angles don't work for him. So it's going forward. It just seems like a massive waste, to be honest, when he's there, and it's so frustrating, I think. And I think we're really missing a doggy in those areas, in my opinion. So I really hope he's back soon.
I would like to see, though, like when a doggy comes back, the dynamic of a doggy left back, Spence right back, because I think when Spence gets when we can use him on his favoured side, and he can utilise his favoured, leg a bit more, then you might see him because that's what he is by trade. He's an attacking fullback, and when he's at left back, you can't really see it too much. But when he would be at right back, I think it'd be a completely different story.
I agree, but that would also make a bit of a structural change needed from Frank, because Porro at the moment is like tucking in as like
100%.
So that brings change. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying he would have to change things.
100%.
But I would like to see that bit of like Rose and Walker kind of vibes.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, look, I'm not saying he played badly by any stretch, but I just think we miss a lot when the doggy's not there at the moment.
Yeah, totally. Let's move on to the midfield and Rodrigo Bentancur. 8 all round for Bentancur, and he's come under a lot of criticism of late, and I think it's only right to give him his flowers for a really good performance yesterday. I think that when you're talking about Rodrigo Bentancur and the relationship that he has, or the dynamic of the team when he's with João Palhinha in the middle of the park. Usually it's João Palhinha we're waxing lyrical about. I think they both had a really good game, and we'll get into Palhinha in a minute, but Bentancur I thought shone more than Palhinha in the game yesterday. I thought he was doing so well protecting that back four, but not only that, I thought he was being really hard to handle. He was wriggling out of situations, driving forward a little bit, and he was actually a threat on the opposition goal as well. I mean, that kind of swivel and volley that was just inches away from the goal, that would have been up for goal of the season. I swear that would have been such an unbelievable goal. It's such a shame that didn't go in the back of the net. But yeah, I think these are the performances that we want to see of more regularity from Bentancur, which we haven't seen too many times since he's been back from the injuries, and it's something that we were kind of seeing at a regularity before the injury. So if he can get to those levels consistently, then I don't think too many fans will have too much of a problem with him.
Yeah, and that shoulder pass from the corner, brilliant piece of skill as well from Bentancur. Great assist from him. So I thought he added a little bit of class and a little bit of composure back into his game yesterday. I think he's at his best when he's really aware of his surroundings and he's aware of where the space is. And even when he's pressed, he knows he can just turn into the space and burst past the player, and all of a sudden it opens up the game. And I think he did that multiple times yesterday, and that was really great to see. There was one bad moment in the first half where he gives the ball away in a really bad area. Luckily, we didn't get punished for it. But I just said a rasping volley was brilliant, and that was inches away from a brilliant goal. I thought he was very combative and on the ball. Again, he wasn't exactly playing through the lines, but he was doing things a lot smoother with a lot more class, and I think he was using his ball carrying ability a lot better than in other games. So really, really strong performance from Bentancur.
Yeah, and his partner in crime, João Palhinha, Sim gives him a 7. I gave him an 8. I actually thought with João Palhinha, usually in games, particularly away from home, he seems to be like overworked in the middle of the park because maybe his partner isn't. In Bentancur isn't kind of showing those kind of all-action displays where I think because Bentancur put in such a strong performance, I thought it kind of lessened the need a little bit for João Palhinha in the middle of the park. Don't get me wrong, I still thought he was absolutely brilliant, João Palhinha, and I thought everything he did with absolute class, and he was winning the ball back consistently for us. I think he made the most amount of tackles for us in the game, as he always does. So having them two in that kind of form in the middle of the park away from home, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, and it just gives you a solid platform, doesn't it? It makes sure that when the other opposition are on top or they're putting you under pressure, you just have that solid base that you can rely on to not get too overawed in most games anyway. Obviously, it didn't happen on Wednesday, but this game definitely did happen. And Palhinha, so strong, just gives you a base level performance, doesn't he? I think on the ball, again, I'm going to say he's still got work to do, but I don't know if it's work to do. I just think that's what he is. I don't think it was bad, but there was a few times just loose passes. First time, like passes around the corner, which didn't quite pull off correctly, and didn't have the quality to pull off. But I think a few passes were quite good. I think he's just a bit of an inconsistent passer. What I don't like about his passing is I think sometimes he doesn't give an easy pass to his teammate. He gives a pass to his teammate where he has to control it and like awkwardly and do things where I like the pass to be into their path and like they don't have to do too much to get it under control. And sometimes he gives them like a bobbly pass or a difficult pass to control. So he needs to work on that. But I think off the ball, don't have to say too much. Brilliant again, and so valuable in these games.
Yeah. Next up is Xavi Simons. Sim gives him a 4. I gave him a 5. So when he started the game, it looked like he was on the left. He was drifting in to the middle. I feel like when I'm watching him play, I feel like he looks like a player low on confidence, to be honest, and he's not making too much of an impact in games, which is, really hard. Look, it's early days for him. I believe in his talents completely, but we haven't yet seen, we saw half an hour or 20 minutes, or however long it was in the Brighton game where he made a real impact. But apart from that, I don't think he's made too much of an impact in any of the games that he's played in. I kind of believe that we need to play him through this and build up his confidence and keep persisting with him in the starting lineup. But it feels like way too often he gets the ball and just kind of moves break down, and he kind of, I don't know if he's strong enough. It doesn't seem like he's strong enough to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, I think it was a difficult day again for him. I didn't mind the position. I think it would have helped if it was a doggy to his left rather than Spence, to be honest. I think that would have helped him, but, alas, it is what it is. I think he picked up some good positions, and I think, unfortunately, he got the ball in between the lines a few times and the execution was a bit off. What I'm a bit annoyed about with Frank is just the fact I did think he was growing into the game a bit more in that second half, and he got taken off right at the wrong moment for him, and you could see Xavi's disappointment, probably partly for himself, but also because he felt like he was getting a bit more influence in the game just as he's been taken off. So that was obviously frustrating. But yeah, I think disappointing game again. But again, we're talking about very few moments because he's not having that many moments, and I think that's more due to how we're playing more than him. Like if he was having 9 or 10 opportunities and screwing them all up, I think you can have more criticism. But at the moment, he's having like 1 or 2.
It's true, but I want to compare him to someone like James Maddison, right? I think if Maddison was playing, I think he uses his physicality a bit better. He comes deep and he tries to get himself involved in the action. When he picks up the ball in the middle of the park, first thing, like he makes the decision a lot quicker and he drives the team forward a lot quicker. So I think that also comes with experience, being in this league and getting up to the speed of the league and everything like that. So look, I'm not writing on. I think it's stupid, to overly criticise him at this moment in time, because I think he's just getting used to the league and the pace of the league and everything like that. But I do feel like if it was someone like a James Maddison, he would get himself involved a lot more.
I just feel like even if you add Maddison in right now with how we're playing, I don't think if he'd fare much better currently as we're currently playing. It's nothing, not to say that won't improve down the line if we improve as a team, but I think at the moment, if Maddison as well only had 1 or 2 opportunities to show a game.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I think Maddison would make sure he gets more than 1 or 2 opportunities.
I don't know if he would. Maybe you're right.
Let's move on to Brennan Johnson. 5s all round for Brennan. Surprise inclusion in the starting lineup from Thomas Frank. Started on his favoured right-hand side. There was a moment in the game where you thought, you know what, Brennan's up for this and he's charging at his man. However, I feel like it was just more of the same from Brennan, to be honest. And when you want to, I've said it before, but when you want to kind of really focus down the wings and you want to create from the wings, Brennan's not really your guy.
I thought it was better from him. That's not saying a lot. I still gave him a 5, but I think it was better than in previous games. I think he was stretching the play a bit more. He did charge at his man a bit more. He won a few corners, did get some crosses in, and he helped out his man, Porro, defensively really well. So I think that was all good. But you want to see more quality. I don't think it was like similar to other games where he just give him the ball and it's like a black hole and it just disappears. I think he was keeping it a lot better in this game than in other games. But he still wasn't as much of a threat as you want. So yeah, I gave him a 5, but I think it was a bit better.
Wow, this is a big difference in the ratings. Mohamed Kudus, Sim gives him a 5. I gave him an 8. I thought he was brilliant.
Really?
I thought it was brilliant, Mohamed Kudus.
What did he do?
Maybe it was the beer goggles, but
To be fair, he got an assist from the corner.
yeah.
But
I thought like he was in the central areas, right? And I thought like as much as like he didn't create too much yesterday, but what he did do, he kept getting on the ball and just driving through the heart of that team. I thought he was just such a physical specimen that I thought they would just found it so hard to deal with him.
Yeah. Look, I don't think he was bad, and I think maybe it's going to take time for him to.
I thought 5. I think you've done him dirty there with a 5.
He didn't impact the game really. I mean, he didn't do anything more than Javi. I felt.
I thought he did more than Javi. I thought
what?
Javi kind of the moves broke down when Javi was on the ball.
There was no moves with Kudus. That's my point.
But I think what Kudus was doing, he was getting himself involved in the thick of the action, and he was driving through them, and they couldn't handle him. I thought
they did handle him though.
I don't think so.
What do you mean he didn't do anything?
They couldn't get the ball off him at times. Majority of they couldn't get the ball off him. It was other players that let him down.
What? I don't remember him doing much. He didn't have that many touches. He wasn't getting as involved as he usually does.
I thought he was very involved.
But he wasn't. I don't know. Maybe I should rewatch the game, but I don't remember him doing too much.
What does the chat think? Well, someone's given him a 7. Some says Kudus was shite. Some says a 5. Some say his hold up.
I don't think he was bad per se. I think when he was involved, he was okay, but he wasn't that involved. I think he was on the periphery for quite a bit of the game. I felt. He's used to getting a lot more touches than he did yesterday.
Yeah.
He didn't get that many touches.
That's
and
true.
I think maybe it's an adjustment to this new way of
That's
playing.
true. He's definitely used to getting more touches, but I just thought like the Everton players didn't know what to do with him every time he did get the ball, even though it wasn't as many times. I don't know, man. I thought they were like bouncing off him. Like I thought he was such a. Huh?
I know he does that to anyone, but like.
Yeah, but just because he does that to everyone, he still needs to get commended for it.
But what did he do?
I just told you what he did.
What?
You can keep asking me. I thought he just kept driving. Fine, but he just kept driving through the heart of them, and they just didn't know what to do.
Drove through the heart of.
Nah, I don't think Javi did that.
He did for that one moment where he linked up
One moment.
Right. So what did Kudus do?
I think Kudus did it at multiple moments.
But he didn't.
Well,
okay, but we just disagree. He won a free kick, which was good. I'm not saying he played bad. He did get the assist for the corner, which was kind of assist.
Yeah, but you're saying Javi played badly, but Kudus didn't play badly, but you're giving them the same rating.
No, I'm not. I'm giving Kudus a bit better.
I gave him the 5. Yeah.
Because I did think he was a bit better than Xavi, but I just didn't think he did much in the game. I think if Xavi put in that performance, you'd probably give him a 5.
No, I don't think so.
We'll never know. But look, this isn't to say Kudus is a terrible player. I really like Kudus. I just didn't think he did much yesterday.
Why are you always against Kudus?
Just don't like him. Don't like him personally.
Next up is Kolo Muani. Sim gives him a 5. I gave him a 7. I thought Muani, look, he wasn't that involved. That's the honest truth. Maybe a 7 is a bit high for what he did in the game, but I just feel like the reason I gave him a 7 maybe is not actually based on his half hour or 70 minutes or however long he was on the pitch, but it was just the small little things that I noticed and saw in his performance, like little hold-up play, little touches, where it's like some really good work to build on. And I've got a feeling that this guy could come good for us.
Yeah, again, I didn't have a problem with him yesterday at all. It was a striker's performance where he had very little touch on the ball. Yes, there were some good stuff. He played a really nice ball into Javi, who tried to take on Michael Keane, who obviously tackled him. He had a good link up with Javi again, where Javi burst through the midfield and obviously the move broke down. So a couple of good touches there.
It seems like he's just got the ability to hold up the ball so much better than Richarlison at this moment in time.
He had that moment as well. He spun Tarkowski, but then Tarkowski got back and recovered.
Yeah.
But that was a good piece of play. But if you're a striker and at the end of the day you're not having any goal-scoring opportunity, that's obviously a problem. And he didn't really touch the ball enough, but he did, with the little he did touch it, it was decent. So wasn't bad. I liked him, but just wasn't involved enough. And I think if there was another striker in that position, and not scoring and being as involved as Moani was, I think would be judge him harsher, I think. But look, first hour, it was fine.
Moving on to the substitutes, Lucas Bergvall was the first sub to come on. 6 all round for Lucas. I think what he did do well was his off-the-ball work, I thought, yesterday, where, he was just seemed to be everywhere, just running around, putting in those challenges, helping us regain possession. I just don't think we saw too much good things on the ball from him yesterday.
Bergvall, yeah, playing on the left, wasn't sure was the right move. Don't know why he didn't either bring on Odebear or Tell. Clearly he wanted to keep the same kind of structure, but because Bergvall was on the left, but he was kind of left 10. But it did feel like he was more wider than Xavi yesterday. He did well for the third goal, good interception, and then played out wide to.
That's what I'm saying. His
Porro.
off-the-ball stuff was really good.
That was good. Look, he wasn't bad, but I don't think it suited him being where he was.
Fair. Richarlison, 6 all round for Richie, who obviously came on up front, forced a really good chance for himself, which he's got to be put in the back of the net, one-on-one with Pickford. And then his second action, obviously, is the assist for the goal for Pape Matar Sarr. So, yeah, look, he got himself involved. Probably should end the day with a goal, but it was very frustrating that he didn't.
Big on assists.
Yeah.
I think made a good impact. Had more touches than Moani did in 28 minutes. So I think that's fine. I think it was a decent cameo. Yeah, but he should have scored that goal. Absolutely. Yeah. So he'll be frustrated with that. There was a point where he was getting really frustrated with himself, Richarlison, during that cameo. I don't know whether it was a service or wherever it was, but he was getting annoyed at something. But yeah, he came on and got a good assist.
Yeah.
Carbon copy of the assist he got against Boda.
Yeah, true. And last but not least of the playing staff is Pape Matar Sarr. 7 from Sim, 8 from me. And I think after a few lacklustre displays from Sarr, I know he only had 10 minutes, but I thought he came on and straight away was full of running, was back to those energetic Sarr levels that we know and love from the beginning of the season. And obviously a goal threat as well, pops up in the right place at the right time to put the ball in the back of the net. Really good header.
Yeah, I think he actually made a really good impact. And really delighted for him because he hasn't been in the team much, and I think he should have. I think he should have had more minutes. And when he scored, he didn't seem to celebrate.
Yeah, apparently it was because a close friend of his has just passed away, or
that'd explain it.
Something to do with that. So yeah, obviously thoughts are with that situation.
But I thought he made a really good cameo. Not just the goal. I just thought the energy he brought allowed us to get off the pitch. I think added a bit more quality in the midfield as well, which was good.
And last but not least, big Thomas Frank, 8 all round for Thomas, and he changed things up a bit tactically. In the last few weeks we've been conceding way too many shots and way too many chances. And don't get me wrong, we did concede a couple of chances in this game, which you always expect at an away game, especially someone like Everton. But I thought we were in complete control for the majority of it. I thought we kept him at arm's length for the majority of it. When we didn't, big players stepped up in big moments like Vicario. You can see the work that he's doing on the training ground in terms of our defensive structure and our attacking set pieces, our defending set pieces as well. So you can see clearly what they're working on right now is going really well. Yes, we all want more. Yes, we all want to see more attacking football. But right now, I thought he was a massive reason why we won the game. I thought the changes came at the right time from him as well. Good game management from him. So yeah, I thought he managed the game really well.
Yeah, I think got no problem with how he managed the game yesterday. I kind of like the tactical tweaks, albeit clearly they might need some time to work. But I think I like the idea of having Kudus a bit more inside and someone else spreading the width, and having Xavi kind of as a left hand in possession. I like the way. I think it would work a lot better if it was a Doggy on the left instead of Spence, but obviously a Doggy's not available, so nothing you can do about that. But I like the kind of idea of the structural change. I think obviously the way we got set pieces going, brilliant. I think defensively we looked a lot stronger. I think I kind of like the selection. Defensively, brilliant, very organised. Yeah, so really good stuff. I think there's still concerns about how we're building up and our in-play stuff, and the lack of ability to create anything in open play is a concern. Albeit third goal was good. That was a good team goal, so I want to see more of that. But yeah, I think at the moment, third in the league, brilliant defensively, and he's doing what he can with what we got at the moment, and he's doing a great job.
Exactly. Third in the league, most goals scored, one of the most least conceded as well. Choo-choo, man. All aboard the Thomas Frank Express. That's what I say. But that is our player ratings. Let us know your ratings. Do you agree or disagree with ours in the comment section below? As we move on to the way the internet did react to the game yesterday. And first up, we have got Mike Parry, who says, Everton's disallowed goal is, I say, the greatest travesty of a goal justice I can ever remember in the Premier League. Perfectly lawful goal, no offside, ridiculous. Spurs keeper was hopelessly lost. I believe there is plenty of life left in the game for the mighty Everton. So I guess he don't remember Pedro Mendez's goal that was never given.
First of all, he's posted a screenshot when the ball was nearly past Vicario, so not when O'Brien touches it. So it's a very manipulative screenshot he's posted.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you post the bit where O'Brien touches it, it's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? It's a different position. But it wasn't a travesty. It was a very good decision from the referees. I don't know why they have to treat it like it's some sort of injustice. I think Ndiaye was impeding Vicario at the time that O'Brien touches the ball. He's posted a screenshot at a different point in time. He's posted as if Ndiaye was nowhere near Vicario, where that wasn't the case. So I think Mike Parry needs to learn the rules of the game, I think, if he's going to make those kind of comments.
These are the people that ref the game.
It's I mean, is he the referee? No, Mike Parry he was on TalkSport, wasn't he?
Oh, I thought Mike Parry was a ref. Oh, no, he's a broadcaster, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, the Everton ends say that, by the way, there's a special place in hell for absolutely every dickhead who clapped Richarlison onto the pitch as we were being boxed 2-0.
What was his reception like?
I didn't even know he got clapped.
Do you remember he came on?
Seriously, I cheered him on. Yeah, I remember him coming on. I don't remember there being a big big ovation for him though. Mm. Maybe it was just a few people around where he was. I literally just did not notice that.
Fair enough. Do you think they should have?
I think. See, I've got a funny thing about these kind of things where I don't think. Because I've done it in the past, like Ericsson, when he played for Brentford and he came over to the away fans at Brentford, we were clapping him. But I always feel like those kind of claps probably should be reserved for after the game, because it just you don't want to be clapping a player, then 5 minutes later he's scoring against you. You know what I mean? It's just a bit of a weird situation. Mm-hmm. Like, for that moment, no matter what the relationship has been in the past, you're against each other. When it's all said and done after the game, fine. I think you can have your moment together. But once you're in the field of play and once you're enemies for 90 minutes, that's what it is. So yeah, it's not my thing.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's fair.
No context. Tottenham bring up this third already and not even playing well. My manager,
which is absolutely right, and. That's I think it's fair to say, like, the fact that we're still a work in progress and we're already third is great, and it shows that he's done what he's always done, which is adapts to what he's got available and what he's got in his locker, and he can get results with it, and he can get those kind of and get goals with it, and that's what he's doing at the moment, because we haven't clicked. And we're struggling to create chances, yet he's still able to get to the position where we're third in the league. Yeah,
exactly. So brilliant work so far for Thomas Frank. Want to see more, need to see more, and will see more. Next up is Jody H. This was Mickey van der Ven's first goal from the away end. Couldn't really keep the camera still once the ball goes in, but that's quite understandable.
But as you can see there, the Bentancur shoulder. You can make up your own minds if we think he meant it. Yeah, I think it's a great piece of play if he did. Really is.
I think he did mean it. I really do. But yeah, back on the video though, I think it was one of the best away ends I've been in a while. Yeah. Really good. Top away end last night. So big up to all the Spurs, the travelling fans who always, we always travel in our numbers. We're always loud and proud away from home. We need to transfer that atmosphere into the home stadium.
Yeah.
Michael Hamilton says, be honest, if someone said at the start of the season that after 9 games we'd be third in the league, above Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea and unbeaten in the Champions League after 3 matches, you'd have snapped their hand off. Absolutely spot on.
Absolutely. Is it Arsenal running away with the league at the moment? Someone has to stop them. Who's it going to be?
No one's running away with nothing right now.
Who's it going to be? Is it on us?
It's on us. We go to the Emirates. We go to the
us?
Emirates in a few weeks. Look, Man City don't want it. Liverpool don't want it.
Who wants it?
Someone need to stop them. Someone need to stop them, and it's going to be down to us. You know, the Emirates in a few weeks' time. We're going to go into that game as the best away team in the Premier League. Let's go show them who's boss.
If we're going to have to win the league to stop Arsenal doing it, we're going to bloody well do it.
Exactly. Can you imagine if we beat them in a couple of weeks' time? Oh, that would be sweet.
Imagine we beat them to go like top.
Stat news: most assists by a Tottenham defender in the Premier League. Danny Rose and Pedro Porro joint on 17. That's quite incredible.
Porro's already played more than Games and Rose, I would say, at this point, has he?
You reckon?
Because Rose, he was there a while, but he was injured a lot.
Yeah.
Porro, never injured. He's always plays.
The amount of games he played last season, probably a big chunk of how many Danny Rose played for us.
Literally. Even in his best season, Rose, I think, our last season at White Hart Lane, he only played 19. He got injured in January for the whole season.
Because Ben Davis played a lot as well. They rotated heavily.
But still, Porro's 1 assist away from being our most ever.
Yeah, well, he's joint most ever, but 1 to beat outright, yeah. So brilliant stuff from Pedro Porro. Everton, or however you say that, says, this has turned into a set-piece league. Horrid. It's like Barclays 2008, but if every team was Stoke City. But, it's...
We're like 20 Stoke Cities.
It's true, though. This is the way the Premier League has gone. Whether you like it or not, this is the way it's gone.
I mean, it's the way... It's like a fashion, isn't it? There's always...
That's what Sean Dyche said.
It is. And because you think, we go through the tiki-taka era, went through the high-pressing era.
Yeah.
You go through all these different eras. The Gegenpress, that was an era. And now we're back at set pieces.
I know.
And it's mad to think.
Pep Guardiola must be fuming.
Also, think about Pulis, how revolutionary those long throws were at the time. They were the only team doing it. But no one took it up when they were doing it. They were still, for years, they were the only team doing it. No one's that's a good idea. Now it's 10 years later, or whatever, longer. 18 years later, everyone's okay, we all got to be doing this now.
I bet you Pulis is watching Premier League now. He's sitting in his armchair going, I fucking told you lot.
I could be in a title race now.
He's I told you lot.
Maybe West Ham should go get Pulis.
Oh, mate.
Get him back. He was a man before his time.
They got Nuno, though. Nuno was brilliant at that kind of stuff last season.
He was a man before his time, Pulis.
Clearly.
Clearly. But the thing is, we are only 9 games in, right? So it is where we are right now. But let's say 10 game or second half of the season, maybe that will have dried up. Maybe that will change again. We'll see.
I don't know if it will, because I think teams are actually putting such a big focus on it, real big focus on it.
But then it's going to counteract. Maybe everyone's focusing on it, which means everyone's going to focus on defending it as well. And so maybe teams get better at that, and then the goals start to dry up a bit.
Yeah, I think the goals have already dried up, haven't they?
No, goals in general have. I'm saying set piece goals.
Right.
20% this season of goals have come from corners.
Yeah, it's crazy.
20%.
It's absolutely nuts. But I think we're reaping the benefits of it so far, and long may it continue. Simon Yemene said, both had outrageous performances, yet they're still pushing each other to be better, holding each other accountable and demanding more. Yeah, I saw this, actually, and I was like, what is going on over there? I know Vicario is a very fiery character. We've seen this kind of stuff from him before, but what do you think they're talking about? I
don't know what they're talking about specifically, but I like the fact that they're having a go at each other at things they don't like, even though we've just kept a clean sheet. We've just got a really good away win. And they're still saying, look, we need to improve these things. Well, you didn't do this. This I don't mind that at all. Two of the leaders in the group as well, holding each other accountable for something. I don't know exactly. I can't think of
I'd love to know what they're talking about.
But I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, I agree. Rudolph N17 said, some accounts will tell you Frank is out of his depth and needs to go. I've said consistently, even after defeats, that I'm hugely optimistic about our season. Here's why. We're third in the league, above Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Villa and Newcastle. We're joint top scorers in the Premier League and racking up clean sheets. We're doing this without Romero, Udogie, Solanke, Kulusevski and Radu. Our depth is only going to improve as they return. Frank has a proven record of developing attacking players and playing decisive front foot football. So the performances will continue to level up. There are plenty of good Spurs fans on here, so don't let the loud negativity and baiting distort your view of where we are actually at as a club. The future is bright.
No, I agree with all that, and I think most fans. I know there are some loud negative fans, but I think most fans are positive about what's happening, where we're going. I do think there are fans who are sensibly voicing concern about what they're seeing, but I think in general, I think we're going in a good way.
Yeah, look, you got to say what you see at the end of the day, but I think, like I said before, like I just feel like I guess there's a fine line to it, isn't it? There's a fine line between saying what you see and then coming across as like moany and complaining about it and saying it's not good enough. But, we're going well right now. I think when it comes down to like April, March, February, if it's around that time and we still haven't seen an improvement, then I think that's the time to get a bit more concerned about it. But right now it's just still so early on in the season. Next one is from Anes Ahmed saying, I genuinely don't understand the overwhelming negativity from some fans. Yes, we're not going to win 3-0 every game, and I'm not saying we're pretty to watch, but we've been much tougher to beat this season. How many teams are playing swashbuckling football right now? Lots to improve on, but it's a work in progress. Can't go from 22 league defeats last season to world beaters overnight. Missing Kulusevski, Maddison and Solanke. How many goals have we lost without them? Let's take it one step at a time. And yeah, I mean, those are the sentiments I was pretty much saying throughout the match review. Yeah,
and I think that's fair. We're not going to become this incredible winning machine overnight. Absolutely, it's going to take time. I've always said I'm not really expecting Frank to really hit his stride until the second half of the season. I've continually said that. But the only thing I would say is, obviously, I'm looking for where things are improving. I'm looking at the game very carefully. I'm not just looking at results. I'm looking at how we're playing and what he's trying to implement. Now, yesterday he tried to implement something different. Maybe that's going to take time to really get implemented. But I can't sit here and say things will definitely improve until I'm seeing on the pitch the improvements of what I want to see. That's not to say they won't improve either. It's just like I want to. I'm trying to get across what I'm trying to say without sounding negative, because I'm not being negative at all. But to suggest things are definitely going to improve, regardless of evidence, would be foolish. I want to see evidence of what he's trying to implement and those things being implemented and improving before I say those things are definitely going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see little things improving before saying I'm not saying they're not happening or won't happen. I'm just saying before I say they're definitely going to happen, I want to see it on the pitch and little things.
But you believe that they will change, and you believe that they will.
I'm hopeful, but I can't say for certain. Like, I can't have this certainty it will 100% happen until I'm seeing on the pitch little things being implemented. And yes, credit again to Frank yesterday for implementing a new thing. Although it didn't quite work, but it might work with given time, right? But I'm not seeing, Tottenham breaking the lines, Tottenham creating too many chances in open play, or even looking like it. To be honest, yesterday it looked like we were playing for the set pieces a lot of the time, more than anything, rather than actually trying to create a chance. Now, we won the game, that's fine, and it's brilliant. There's a lot of good stuff about it. I'm just saying, to say with certainty yet, 100% we're going to be this free-flowing team at some point. I can't say that until I'm seeing evidence of those things being implemented.
Do you mind if we're not that free-flowing team?
As long as we're winning, I don't really care. But my point would be it's not sustainable to keep winning this way. That's what I would argue. But I don't really care about whether we're free-flowing or not if we're winning games consistently and being where we want to be, and that's where we are at the moment. So that's why I'm happy. But I would make the argument that we can't keep playing where we are yesterday, just relying on scoring from corners and not creating anything, and that being a winning strategy long term. That's what I think, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. But I think as well, just because we haven't seen us, make those strides to become those free-flowing football, we've still seen so much change and so much good things to get behind.
Yeah, that's true.
So just because we haven't seen what everyone wants to see in terms of the free-flowing attacking football, it doesn't mean you need to call it out every time we're not good enough on the ball or we're not creating too many chances, because so much has improved in such a short space of time already.
you call out the good and you call out the bad.
But I mean, yeah, be like, because what I'm saying is like people are just being like overly negative about it, but there's no need to be, because it's so early on. We've seen so much change in such a short space of time, and it's got so much better in such a short space of time. So because he's been able to implement this so quickly, kind of people want us to see the other side of the game, you know, massively or rapidly improve, or at least show signs of improvement. But you know, it's not all going to happen overnight. You know, it's a work in progress.
I'm not expecting it to. Maybe people are, and if they are, they're being foolish. I'm just saying, my only point is, what I'm hearing is, it will happen. It will definitely happen, guaranteed. That's fine if you believe that. I'm not saying I don't believe it will happen. I'm just saying, before I can say for certainty these things are going to be implemented, I want to see them being implemented. You know what I mean? I can't say for certain they will be implemented unless I'm seeing it being implemented.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
But also people know, like, what Frank has done to develop attacking players. And, you know, I know against Brentford, you know, he was working with a lot more space down the other end of the pitch, and it was more of a counter-attacking style. I'm not sure if that was the case at Bromby, but, you know, I know, again, with Brentford in the Championship, it wasn't that kind of style, counter-attacking style of play. He actually was like front foot attacking football, possession based. So we've seen Frank do it in the past. So why can't he do it again?
Because Brentford's very different from Tottenham.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of reasons. I'm not saying he can't. This isn't, but you have to prove it. So that's it.
But like we take managers on what they've done in the past. That's all we can go on. You know, when we backed Ange Postecoglou so heavily at the start is because of the free-flowing, attacking, gung-ho style of play that he showed at Celtic, that he showed in the J League, that he showed in Australia. That's very different from being at Tottenham as well.
Yes, but it is different. I agree, and obviously he had a lot more trouble implementing it here than he has in other games. Although he did implement at times really good style of football. The point is he can't play like he did at Brentford at Tottenham. We won't. That's not what we want. So we wanted Ange to play like he did.
But we want
clubs, right?
Yeah, but we want Frank to implement it more when he was like one of the favourites, where he built himself to being one of the favourites in the Championship. I know the Championship is very different to the Premier League, but that's the kind of style of play that you probably want to see him implement at Spurs.
Right, but he hasn't shown that in the Premier League.
Yeah, of course.
So we don't know what he's going to show. That's my point. Like, I'm not saying he won't or whatever. I'm just, these are the only
Ange also never showed it in the Premier League, apart from
right, and he ended up struggling.
Yeah, but you like backed him very heavily towards the end and believed in what he was doing.
He could do it.
Yeah, on the odd occasion. Yeah,
he showed it. He showed it in his first season. He finished fifth. Look, This isn't really litigating Ange. My point is, we want the football he showed at other teams. That's what we wanted at Tottenham. The football he showed at Brentford, Frank showed at Brentford. We don't want that at Tottenham. We want different.
But he showed it when he was one of the favourites in the Championship.
Okay. Russell Martin did brilliantly in the Championship, playing attacking football. That doesn't matter.
But he was never managing a team in the Premier League that were asked to play that kind of football with the talent that we have.
Right, but playing in the I'm saying what Frank has shown in the Premier League, right? We haven't seen. That's not the football that we want to see play. So we want to see him playing a more attacking brand of football, not just defensive, right? So we have to see him implementing it. Is my only point.
But also, like, look, let's just agree to disagree. I think.
What are we disagreeing on?
I don't even know anymore.
I don't know what we're disagreeing on.
I don't know. You're getting stressed.
Why am I getting stressed?
I don't know.
Well, I'm not stressed.
All right.
You're saying we're disagreeing.
Because people are saying in the comments, just agree to disagree, guys.
About what? What are we disagreeing on? I don't know what we're disagreeing on.
I don't know. You're getting stressed about something. I'm
not stressed at all. I'm not stressed. I'm calm. You're the one saying we're disagreeing.
Is he calm, chat? Let us know in the comments what you think.
Calm.
Let's move on, guys. ONTHFC says, just 2 losses in Thomas Frank's first 14 games as Spurs manager. Yet sections of this fan base slaughter him out of pure spite because he replaced their favourite manager who finished 17th on 38 points. Yeah, I mean, I do feel like a lot of like people that believed in Ange, not saying it's you or not, but a lot of people on social media like just take any opportunity to have a pop at Frank. That's how I feel.
There are definitely these accounts with Andrews at AVIs who definitely do it. I agree with that, and I think it's ridiculous. There's no reason to be complaining about Frank at the moment. He's doing great. Obviously, the home form is bad, but apart from that, I'm not complaining, and you shouldn't be complaining about what he's doing. It's just there are problems that we have to solve. That's it.
Yeah, 100%. Squawker says Kevin Danso made 18 clearances against Everton, the most by a Tottenham player in the Premier League since Jan Vertonghen made 21 against Burnley in December 2016. He also won 100% of his his duels, which was 6 out of 6, and didn't commit a single foul against the Toffees. What a performance!
Yeah, I think it was phenomenal, especially in the box. His clearances, fantastic.
Hotspur related comment from David Moyes on the refereeing decision during the Spurs match. He says, "I thought the goal we got chalked off for offside was the correct decision. I don't think their second was a foul either." What was there a check on a foul for our second goal?
It wasn't a check, but there was some suggestion.
Oh, I see.
It definitely wasn't a foul. But look, anyway, Moyes admitting both decisions were right. Very nice to see a manager do that.
Spurs Army, Mickey's second from the away end. Another video from Johnny H. Away end popping off yesterday. It was brilliant to see.
Yeah, fantastic. And great angle he got there of the goal.
Yeah, he was a bit further to the left to me. Me and Brian were much more in the corner. But yeah, we went up together, me, Brian and Johnny yesterday. It was great to spend time with those guys. Spurs Army says... No, that was Spurs Army. Spurs Watch says, fantastic today. And yeah, so you've got Vicario, Van der Ven, Danso and Bentancur. All 4 put in top displays yesterday.
Yeah, all 4 of them. Phenomenal backbone to the team.
TNT Sport says that no Premier League defender has scored more goals than Mickey Van der Ven this season. Gabriel, eat your heart out, mate.
5 in all comps. Same amount as Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Although we could do with a striker playing extra scoring.
Gyökeres is putting in a bit of a disaster class week in, week out these days.
Struggling.
We shouldn't speak too much before we play them, though. Let's wait until after we play them. SZY Comps, this was Pape Sarr's celebration yesterday after the game. Very muted celebration. But, yeah, I thought he was brilliant when he came on yesterday.
Yeah, I hope he's doing okay. But, yeah, really good impact. Great goal as well. Hopefully, it's a sign of things to come for him. Sky
Sports Premier League captioned this. I was loving this. So I went right down to the bottom where they walked over to us in the away end yesterday, and I saw this right in front of me. I thought it was brilliant. So first of all, I think it was Danso or one of the players pushed Mickey Van der Ven in front of all the away end. Obviously, the away end was singing a song, and then Thomas Frank just came rushing over, just pointing at him, hugging him, saying, "Oh, mate, it's got to be like the best defense." Like, he just must be feel like he's so lucky to manage Van der Ven and Romero.
100%. And yeah, look at him. He did that to Tell the other week. He's done it before to other players. So clearly, trying to give all the players their props.
Yeah, fully deserved. Thomas Frank's away record, points 13, first in the league. Defeats 0, first in the league. Goals 12, which is first in the league. And goals conceded 3, which is third in the league.
Remember he did this at Brentford last year?
So last year at Brentford was one of the most strangest things I've seen ever, because like first 10 games of the season, I think like that, they were like unbeaten at home.
I think they won like 9 games.
Something like that. And they couldn't win away from home for love nor money. And then it got to like January time, and then it went from they couldn't stop winning away from home, and then they couldn't pick up any points at home. It was very strange last season. I don't know, because last year was kind of like a one-off, wasn't it, for Thomas Frank with that situation. Right. But we are seeing it repeating itself this start of the season.
Yeah, we can't do anything at home, and away from home we're doing great. I don't know whether it's just the fixtures we have. I don't know what it is, but it's just weird quirk at the moment, I guess.
So what are the away games that we've had? So Everton, obviously, West Ham, Brighton, Man City. Is that it?
And
Leeds. I mean, not the easiest game. I guess there's not many easy away games.
I mean, apart from City, are they all in the
League.
bottom half? Am I right in saying that?
Well, Brighton were in the top half until this weekend, I think.
I think they've been in the bottom half for a few, haven't they? I don't know.
Nah, because they won their last 2 games before that, didn't they?
Well, let me see. Yeah, I think so. We haven't played, apart from City, we haven't played anyone in the top half.
No. I mean, West Ham.
And then, but what's at home? Who we played at home? Bournemouth, Villa, Wolves. Who do we beat? Burnley. and that's it, just 4.
Yeah.
So it's been two in the top half, 2 in the bottom.
But I mean, look, it's a bit strange looking at the league table because like we could have played some of these teams away from home when they were in the top half. Like I think Brighton, when we played them, they probably were in the top half at the time that we played them.
Potentially.
So I mean, it's like 1 win and 1 loss, and you're in the top half and bottom half. So it's hard to look into it like that. And like Villa, when we played them, they might have been in the bottom half. So
yeah.
Spurs Statman says Pedro Porro is first for expected threat versus Everton, mostly due to the corners from the first half.
So that was, but if you could see, it's a bit more of the setup, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can see that setup that we had yesterday, that kind of, it says it's more of like a 4-3-3 as it develops there, but I think the idea would be to Spence get a lot further closer to Javi, Paulinho and Bentancur next to each other. You know, a bit of a 3-2-5, but I guess on the off the ball as well takes into account. But yeah, Brennan, our furthest player forward, Kuwait that width on the right hand side. But yeah, Porro again, our most creative midfielder. So where was so Kudus as well a bit, but not much. Set pieces was the most thing. So yeah,
you see, Kudus was much more threatening than Javi.
It's similar. It's not even that different.
What do you mean?
Well, from set piece, because he had a big set pieces.
Class, mate, Mohamed Kudus.
I'm not. He was class. He is class. Class, Javi. He's class.
I love Javi,
Me too.
but he just needs to improve. Andy Football Tips says, can see why Everton fans feel hard done by there. What do you reckon? Is Ndiaye interfering with play? I mean, Ndiaye's literally backing into Vicario.
I don't know how he's not interfering. If you're touching the keeper, that's interfering.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
But the thing is, like, we have seen many of those over the years. Like, look, forget the offside for a second, like, whether it's interfering or not. Like, we've seen many of those over the past years, like, just not even taken into account.
I agree, but it was given offside. So you can't take away the offside. That's the whole basis of the decision.
But so if it was onside,
that's a goal.
It's a goal, right?
Yeah.
So you can touch the keeper then.
Yeah, you can if he's onside.
Okay.
Yeah.
History makers. Tottenham Hotspur were history makers yesterday. The first ever away team to win it at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. They can't beat us there. They can't even beat us at our home ground.
Only us and Everton have won at that stadium.
Spurs Express says 2 top performances this week from Vic. Yeah, absolutely spot on.
Yeah, it's been a great week for him.
Yeah, and I think that's it. That is all that we have for you guys today.
Well, Frank's done his presser.
Yeah, Frank has done his presser for Newcastle. So is that on the channel yet? So we're going to upload that as soon as we get off air. I think he gave some injury news, but he says nothing's changed going into the game.
He said, on the focus of set pieces this season, he says that Andreas is doing a top job. The players are really committed to it. We need to be good in every aspect of the game. But set pieces have created a third of all goals. So not to spend time on it, be super focused on details and defending and attacking. There's a major strength. I haven't seen every game in every league. My feeling is that there are more long throws in general. That's a clear example of every manager wants to compete, and it's about finding the small margins. The top clubs are raising the bar, so that's probably the reason. You need to be good in all phases. In the first half yesterday, we were very good playing out the back, and you need to be good in the middle of the pitch. A big part of it is being good at set pieces. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Got a super chat here from... Oh, it's not showing up here.
From Tommy Castillo.
Yeah. He says...
It's at the top.
Where is it?
Oh, no.
It's not on my thing. B here needs calls Sim is leading the Frank out brigade. He did not have the same energy for Ange. It was excuse after excuse. Love you, chaps.
In what that I said has been anything to suggest I'm Frank out, or even close to.
People think you're Frank out.
Well, they're wrong. And I even said it's going to be hard to make my point without sounding negative, but I'm trying not to. I'm just making a point.
Don't know, what can I say? The people have spoken.
One person has spoken.
The people have spoken. They think...
Does he speak for everyone, does he?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he speak for you?
Does he speak for me? Do I think you're Frank out? Is that what you're asking me? No, I don't think you're Frank out. I think you're not as much as a Frank apologist as Ange apologist, though.
Okay. Done that means.
But look, I think.
I think Charlie Vale's right. Sim needs some backup. Where's Crazy Rat? Where are you, Crazy, when I need you? Where are you when I need you? I'm getting pelters. Unfairly.
Ange has gone. So is Crazy Rat.
Yeah, he was in the watch along.
Oh, was he? Was he sending in rhymes?
Huh?
Did he send in any rhymes?
Did he send in any rhymes? He did. He did send something in. All right, here's someone. William Webb. Thank you. Thank God Sim is unbiased and fearless comments. Ignore the hater, Sim. Be your own man, unlike Ben.
Whose man am I?
You're the people's man.
The people's man.
You're beholden to the people.
I'm a man of the people. Come on. All right, look, let's leave it there, guys. But we will have content going up on the ball a bit later on today. We'll be getting the review of the Premier League as well as a reacts of the Premier League weekend and some great stuff happening or some funny stuff happening in the Premier League over the weekend. So check out On The Ball for all our reactions regarding that. But thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We'll see you all very soon. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.